So yesterday, Steven Crowder, a comedian slash journalist, independent journalist, I guess he'd be labeled as conservative, released a couple pictures of the manifesto of the mass shooter in Nashville. Lots of hate, and I guess like the whole manifesto contains hate for everybody. But this person was obviously delusional. Like these mass shooters. I remember like there would be like they study these. The government studies these psychos. They study like serial killers and why they do what they do. And then they try to like match them up. The FBI does all that crap and try to figure out the type of personality or like somebody like the Green River Killer who can live a normal life, have a wife and kids and work a regular day job and then just go around and strangle prostitutes to death. And nobody suspected a thing. They looked at him like he's Ned Flanders, like he's just that coworker who's maybe a little off his rocker a little bit. Kind of seems like, hey, there could be something going on, but I don't think so. He seems like a pretty innocent, nice guy. And that's why it took 2 decades to find that guy. But why don't we have the data that show like these mass shooters, what they have in common, what they don't have in common? Because as soon as one of these mass shooting happens, our government goes to the social media and takes down everything. So we don't know where they stand when it comes to religion, politics. We can't analyze them. And they want to prevent copycats, and it's not working. That hasn't worked. People are still coming out, and the whole origins of the mass shootings, when it comes to like the media, was Columbine. And what we know from them is they were being picked on at school, and that's why it targeted their rank. But like there was other things going on obviously too. These kids were psychopaths and highly delusional. They were narcissistic. There's all kinds of like problems with these kids. But we don't know anything about the Las Vegas shooter. We don't know anything about his political leanings, why he did what he did. He hurt over 600 people. I forgot how many. He killed over 50. And he had cameras lined up. So it's like, I don't understand. Like, nobody, they haven't said anything. Like, it's so weird. These mass shootings are like the serial killers in the past. They're the modern day serial killer. And these people are pathetic, disgusting, and if they do get caught, like that one kid, Dylan Roof, who shot up that black Christian church, he should have whatever death the families of the victims want on them. You know, it should be up to them. They should basically, the state should hand them over to them, and they get to do what they want with them. And if they don't want nothing done, then he can go. What I think really should happen is we should have like no escape and send people to an island, and it's like, dude, you're exiled, man, and to an island that they just can't get off of. You can't be a part of society. We're not killing you, but you put yourself here, so like figure it out now. That would be horrible. That would be horrible if you were an innocent person, and that's a problem, man. Like, it's so hard to trust this justice system anymore. It's hard to trust anything we see off the internet anymore because of the deep fakes. You can't trust the mainstream media. You can't trust anything. You got to be skeptical of everything, even listening to me. Like, do your damn research, because I'm wrong about stuff. You know, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect, but it's like people should do their own research. So okay, what was I talking about? But these mass shootings, you know, it's just, I don't think it's just one thing, like one political side, but I think one political side does it more than the other. Like, if you was to ask me, do you think that mass shooters are usually conservative, or people on the right, or people that would maybe be on the left or be more aligned with the left? I would be like, probably more aligned with the left, more progressive. Usually, you know, people like me, we're responsible gun owners, and we respect the weapon and the power of it. And I think there's a lot of pro Second Amendment people who have lived their whole life without having to defend themselves by taking somebody else's life, because, you know, they're you know, most people probably haven't been in that position. But if you end up being in that position, you have to unfortunately take somebody's life because of their absolutely horrendous decisions, to protect yourself and your family. Then it is what it is. But it's still, it leaves a psychological imprint on you, you know, to take another human life. This is just me. Thankfully, I haven't ever had to do that, and I don't ever want to. So I try to avoid drama and BS, because things can escalate very quickly, especially nowadays. I can feel it in me, man. I feel tense, you know, I feel anxious, and I'm dude, I'm a recluse, man. I'm a homebody. I'm a hermit. I can do all that. I would succeed really. I would deal with the loneliness and isolation really well as a celebrity if I ever had that opportunity. Because I'm used to being alone. I've always been alone, pretty much. Just the conditions I was in, you know, the environments. And there's a lot of, you know, there could be prescription drugs, you know, obviously, like, you know, there's antidepressants that make you suicidal, and they say that. So it's like, if you're gonna be putting somebody, you know, like your kid, on something like that, and then you have weapons, and especially since you know, if you know that there's some delusion, there's some issues, you got to be more careful about, you know, storing of your weapons and trust, you know. So it's okay. The FBI, you know, any terrorist attack that happens on American soil, it's the FBI's fault. I'm putting it on you guys. You are so wrapped up in trying to look at everyday regular Americans. Man, yeah, we're real troublemakers, man. Like, we go to work and we raise our families and we obey the law, man. We're real fucking you gotta worry about us. You gotta worry about us going in and like stealing and not working, and you're analyzing us when there's an open border caused by this government that anybody can come in. Are you serious? Anybody can come in. This border is absolutely, like, we're paying billions of dollars to protect other people's borders, yet we don't even protect ours. And this is why I look at the government and I'm like, you people are fucking pathetic, man. I don't believe any of you people. You people are horrible leaders, and you're causing it. Like, literally, the border is open, anybody can get over, and you're gonna have terrorists from Hamas or whatever commit violent acts. There's gonna be mass shootings. You know what's gonna stop them? A good person with a gun. These mass shootings take place in gun-free zones, so the shooter doesn't have to worry about anybody shooting at them, shooting back for a while until the cops get there. Like, they attack gun-free zones. There should be armed security. You should be able to, I should be able to get, as a citizen, I should be able to take whatever classes, whatever online classes, whatever physical classes, to be able to carry a gun wherever the fuck I want. Well, if I want to go to the courts, if I go inside a court, I should be able to carry it. I have a license. I'm like basically a marshal. I should be able to go on planes anywhere. Why? Because I'm a good person. It's like, you trust the marshal, right? You trust the police officer with their guns. They carry those things around in football stadiums and shit, in courtrooms. So I should be able to go through some programs where I could carry a gun every single place. It could be a special ID, whatever. Here you go. Anyway. Yeah, and these happen in, and the funny thing is, it's always an AR-15. It's always an AR-15. So it just seems like they always take the same type of gun. And like, it makes you wonder, like, if I don't want to say it because I don't want to give ideas. So I don't want to say it. So there's a couple. It's like there's better ways. There's better. AR-15 is probably not very efficient. You know, doing that. There's, you know, like, getting high kills. Like, You know what I mean? It's like, it just seems like, I don't know, is it MLK Ultra? I don't know. Like, is there something that just makes these people snap and then, like, they can get access? You know what I mean? Like, is it, like, you know, I don't know. Like, is it mind control? The government's pretty quiet about, like, these mass shooters, you know what I mean? Like, letting information out. So, it's, yeah, man, but, like, the FBI, seriously, you guys should, like, given everything that's happened to Trump supporters, like, really, everything that's happened to us since Trump got elected 2016, the censorship, you know, like the whole January 6th, like, it's ridiculous with the January 6th, like, it was an insurrection. You got politicians out here still, and they got more footage than we've seen. They know what's going on. We've seen that, the guy with the Shama law or whatever, he had the bull horns and the face paint, and they were escorting him through the fucking, like, they were showing them how to get through Congress. And Tucker released those videos, and the guy got out. The guy was sentenced to prison, I think he had to go for 4 years or something. And then he automatically, like, they stopped that shit. I think they put him in a halfway house or some shit. I don't know. But, you know, what is that? It's a setup, man. It's a show. Like, that's what it seemed like. You know, you got Nancy Pelosi, who didn't want extra security there. Where was she? What happened to her? Was she in Congress? So it's like, you know, you got people like AOC, oh, I was scared, like, for my life. Really? Like, I don't think so. I think that you're lying. Would it be concerning, like, people rushing through? And, like, I would go hunker down too. That would freak me out, because if it was an insurrection, you bet your ass that they're gonna be coming in there with actual guns. Like, what kind of insurrection happens without any type of weapons? I mean, I'm sure that people had guns there illegally, because Washington, D.C. is a gun-free zone, apparently, so you can't even have any guns there. So you have all these people. That you have all these people that rush into Congress without any weapons. I don't even know, like, what they were trying to do. You know, when you see people start breaking out windows and shit, you're like, this is probably not good. Because we're not just, like, that shows like the whole Ashley Babbitt thing, when the guy just takes a shot and just shoots her because she's trying to get through. Like, yeah. Yeah, if a place is, I don't know, it's definitely not good when you're breaking windows, when you're breaking shit. And those people, and the violent people, there was violence there, you know, they should have got prosecuted for their crimes. I don't think that anybody should be prosecuted for having a gun in Washington, D.C., but apparently Washington, D.C. is not a part of America. Um, just like New York and California, they're really not a part of America. So yeah, this whole thing of the it's an insert, dude. That's a bunch of I understand why they feel upset about it. I understand why people are emotional about it. I've seen the left do the same. I mean, I haven't seen them break stuff. So that was like, you know, the MAGA one, the Trump supporter one. That one was definitely more violent. But, you know, you still have protesters swarming Congress to this day on the left. And, you know, the left has attacked police buildings. They've occupied, I think they occupied one in Seattle, and that Chaz happened. That was, yeah, yeah, that's when I was like, I'm not going anywhere near that place. The place is fucked. I barely went to Seattle when I lived there. And I definitely didn't wear no Trump shit. And oh yeah, what I wanted to talk about too is, you know, this might be it might only be one person that does this. But, you know, me and my son, we wear our Trump merchandise at work. And, I seen like a buddy that I used to work with. Now he's wearing it, and I thought that I got a kick out of it. That kind of like made my day, honestly, because that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see like if people start wearing their stuff, because I'm not gonna be no manager there. I don't care about ever being a manager there. I'm just there because why I'm there right now, because it's a good job to have during a recession. And there is a recession that I think is coming. And, you know, we'll see what happens. These people at these auto manufacturing plants, they're not going to be able to make cars soon, because nobody's going to be able to afford those cars. They're not going to buy cars. Cars are too expensive, man. Seriously, like the new cars, it's just too expensive. So like, that means production is gonna come to a halt, because nobody's gonna be buying this shit. What person is gonna spend $100,000 for a fucking some type of utility truck? You know what I mean? I don't know, like just a regular construction, like, or like you pulled around, like $80,000 for a fucking put a snow plow on my fucking you know how much fucking damage that causes to your truck? Why would you know what I mean? Like, fuck. They put a lot of wear and tear when you do the snow plow thing. There's a lot of wear and tear that you put on your vehicle. But what was I saying? I gotta cut this video off soon anyway, but yeah. Oh yeah. Like I said, I really got a kick out of that, wearing the MAGA hat. That was cool. The thing is, I want to see if people treat me different. If they look at me like I'm a racist, because they're ignorant, and they're not paying attention. You know, like I wear around my Biden Fetterman 24. It's a no-brainer shirt, and it's to confuse people, because like I'm sitting there wearing Trump shit last week, and then this week I'm wearing that, and then people might think, if they're not paying attention, that I'm supporting Biden, because they don't know who Fetterman is. And it confuses them. And then it's going to be really confusing when I wear that and then the Trump at the same time, if they don't they don't understand the joke. So it's just like, it's I don't ever plan to be management, and well, I'm trying to get my other kid in there, you know, so it's kind of like, okay, I'm wearing this polarizing stuff, but they really can't do nothing about, but it definitely can cause friction, obviously, in the workplace, because people's political views, and then like, dude, I mean, it's like supporting a football team, you know what I mean? What's the difference? People can support who they want, but when I wear Trump stuff, I feel like I did when I was a teenager, wearing my punk rock gear, when I had my hair spiked and a mohawk, or just wear my grunge stuff, you know, in a preppy place in Florida. I'm the only grunge person there. I'm, you know, one of the only punk rockers there. Well, that actually, you know, like there was like pop punk or whatever, like preppy punk, but that's how I feel, like a kind of like I'm outing my, like I'm a bad person or something like that. Like, being conservative or being Christian is like so fucking rebellious. Because you just, like, you look at the hate on it. You look at the hate on white men, by, you know, it's like, that's the elites, and like, to rebel against the elites is to take the opposite stance. And a lot of liberals, a lot of people on the left, punk rockers, these people who I used to be on the left, but like, you don't, things have shifted so far to the left, that I have basically the same beliefs I did when I was younger, modified for sure, but same type of core of beliefs. And I don't know, I gotta cut this video off. I'm just rambling at this point.